So I will once again explain that the last lines where we stopped, verses 24 onwards. I did not complete that. So Tringulo says, "Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I'm encased to Jasil, a constable. Why thou debauched fish? Thou was there ever man a coward that hath drunk so much sack as I today? Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?" So what Tringula is saying, you are lying because I am in a position to fight or pick up a quarrel with a constable and defeat him. Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I am in case a Jasil to Jasil a constable. That means I am in the condition of fighting and making a constable to surrender. So he is very confident of his condition. So he gives one more example. Why? Thou debauched fish, an immoral fish. Thou was there ever a man covered that hath drunk so much sack as I do today? I have drank so much. Do you know that? I have drank. Nobody else would have drank so much like me. I have drank so much. In spite of that, I'm in a position to fight a quarrel or pick up a quarrel with a policeman and make him to surrender. Such courageous man I am. Because previously, Caliban had accused saying that Tringulo is not courageous. So I said that it's Prospero, it's not Prospero. Caliban is speaking about Tringulo, saying that Tringulo is not courageous. He's telling Stefano, you are courageous. I know that. But this fellow, this Tringulo is not courageous at all. So then then now Tringulo is taking upon Caliban as telling him, you saying that I am not courageous. I am so courageous. I drank so much, nobody has drank like that. In spite of that, I am in a position to defeat a constable. Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster? You are not even a monster, you are only half monster and half fish. And how do you say a monstrous lie? Monstrous means huge. Monstrous lie is a huge lie, a white lie, a blatant lie. How do you say such a huge lie? Caliban. Lo, how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my Lord? Now Caliban is requesting Stefano. He's saying, Lord, look at him. Listen to it. How he mocks me. Don't you hear how he is mocking me? Mock means to make fun of somebody, to ridicule somebody. So how he is mocking me. Don't you see? Will thou let him, my Lord? Will you allow him to mock me like that? Please do something. Tringolo. Lord, quoth he. Did he say Lord? See, Caliban said, Lo, how he mocks me. Wilt thou let him, my Lord? You call somebody my Lord, normally a king or a duke, whatever may be. People in very high position. So Caliban called Stefano a Lord. That means he is considering him as a king. So Trinculo says, Lord, quoth he. He said, Lord, that a monster should be such a natural. Natural is an idiot. He must be an idiot to call you, Stefano, a Lord. Caliban, lo, again. Listen, again he is, look at that. Again he is doing the same. Bite him to death, I prithee. I pray you, please finish him off. I'm fed up with this fellow fooling me. Stefano, Tringulo, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, the next tree, the poor monster is my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity. So he is speaking like a king. Stefano is speaking like a king or God. He is saying, Tringulo, keep a good tongue in your head. Keep a good tongue means talk civilly. That is, talk politely. Tringolo, you are going out of your way. You are impolite in your talk. So be polite. Be polite. If you prove a mutineer is an insurgent or a rebel or a radical. Rebel, you can say rebel. One who goes against. In history is studied about Indian independence, war of Indian independence. No, the sepoys turning against the British government. That's called. They were called mutineers. Mutineers. So, if you turn a mutineer, if you become a rebel, if you go against me or against Caliban, the next tree. That means I will hang you on the next tree. I will put you death by hanging on the tree. That's a miserable punishment that can be offered. So that is a warning given by Stefano to Tringulo if he keeps fooling Caliban. The poor monster is my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity. Indignity is embarrassment or disrespect. So indignity is a disrespect. Let not my subjects suffer disrespect or embarrassment. You are causing embarrassment to my subject. Who is a subject? Caliban is a subject of Stefano, and Stefano is a king. So he is speaking like that. He is my subject. He shall not suffer indignity. You should pay respect to him. You are not respecting him. Don't fool him like that. If you do that, I will hang you on the next tree. Be careful. Caliban, I thank my noble lord. Will thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee? So Caliban is extremely happy because he has put Tringulo in the right place. Stefano has given a stern warning to Tringulo. So Caliban is very happy. He says, I thank my noble Lord. So he gives one more adjective to the Lord. So far he called him only Lord. Now he calls him noble Lord, most noble Lord. Will thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to you? I had made a request to you earlier. Would you like to listen to it once again? I think you have forgotten, my Lord. I made a request to you. Will you please listen to it now? With a lot of humbleness, lot of respect, he's asking. Stefano, marry? Will I? Kneel and repeat it. I will stand, and so shall Tringulo. So he's speaking like a real king. So he says, marry, his meaning is given there. It's a mild oath by Blessed Virgin Mary. He can make an oath by Virgin Mary. Those days it was very common, especially in the Christian circle. And he can make an oath by heaven or by earth or by mother, things like that. So Mary means by Mary. I swear by Mary, I will. I will listen. What is the problem? Okay. Yes, you want to make the request again. Yes, I'm ready to listen. No problem. Only thing is, kneel and repeat it. No, no, no. You cannot just stand and we are not equals. I am the Lord. I'm the King. You kneel down and make the request. I shall listen. And so shall Tringulo also. Tringulo also will stand. Okay, he's given little concession for Tringulo. So let him also stand. I also will stand. You kneel down and make the request. I shall listen. Caliban. Enter Ariel, invisible. Enter Ariel, invisible. He enters, but these people are not able to see. So he'll be there. Now there'll be some lot of humorous scenes, humorous situations, dialogues, because Ariel will be present invisibly to these people and he will add up here and there some dialogue. That's it. Caliban. As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer, that by this cunning hath cheated me of the island. That's what Caliban is repeating his request. Earlier he had said maybe Stefano is forgotten. He wants to remind him once again about the duty or the task he wanted from him to be done so that he can commit himself and the entire island to him. As I told thee before, he is calling him thee. Here, you means high respect. As I told you earlier, I am subject to a tyrant. A tyrant is a person who does things as he wishes. Tyrant, a cruel man. Hitler was a tyrant. Mussolini was a tyrant. So, tyrant is one who executes his will without taking into consideration others' opinion or feelings. A cruel man. So I am subject to a tyrant. Here the reference is to Prospero, obviously you know it. A sorcerer, a magician, that by his cunning hath is has, by his cunning has cheated me of the island. Cheated me of the island means he has taken forcefully from me the island by cunning ways. So I am I am a slave to a magician who through his magic abducted my island, my land, and now he is commanding me. He is a tyrant. Ariel. Now Ariel is there invisible and he says, thou liest. Caliban, thou liest, thou jesting monkey, my valiant master would destroy thee. I do not lie. So now Caliban thinks that these words, thou liest, has been uttered by Tringulo. Because they cannot see Ariel, they only heard the voice, and Ariel is able to imitate Tringulo. So he speaks like Tringulo and he says, thou liest. And Caliban thinks it is said by Tringulo and finds fault with him and pleads Stefano to take immediate action. Thou liest, thou jesting monkey. My valiant master, Stefano, would destroy thee. I do not lie. I never said anything. Whatever I said is correct only. Stefano, Tringulo, if you trouble him anymore, in means in his tale. In his tale. He is saying the story. He is saying the story. In his tale, by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth. Supplant is knockout. So Stefano very seriously he gives a warning. Tringulo, be careful. Be careful. Don't intervene in his story. Caliban is saying his story. If you are going to intervene, I'm going to be very, very stern on you. I will just knock you off your feet with this hand. Be careful. Tringulo, why? I said nothing. Arey, why do you find fault with me? Why do you blame me? I said nothing at all. Stefano. ah, Mum, then, and no more. To Caliban, proceed. So when Stefano said, why do you find fault with me? I said nothing. You are mistaken. And Stefano says, Mum means keep quiet. Keep quiet. Don't open your mouth. I don't want you to talk. Just keep quiet and listen. And no more. Nothing else. That's all. Then he tells Caliban, proceed. You proceed with your story. Please, come on, come on. You go ahead with your story. Caliban, I say, by sorcery he got this isle. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest. But this thing dare not. So now Caliban, in spite of drinking so much, is speaking very sensibly. He says, I say by sorcery he got this isle. By sorceries, by magic, he got this isle, this island. From me he got it. It was my island. He took over it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him. He's calling him like Lord, King. Thy greatness, if thy greatness will revenge it on him, that is, revenge it on Prospero, for I know thou darest. Now he's adding little, giving him little more boosting, making him happy. Caliban says, because I know that you're a daring fellow, you're a daring king, you're capable of doing it. But this thing dare not, this thing dare not, this thing is Tringulo. Again, he is finding fault with Tringulo. This fellow is not a daring fellow, he is a coward. He's a fearful fellow. But you are so courageous, and I am sure you will do it. Please take revenge for me. You just destroy Prospero, and then everything will be fine. Stefano, that is most certain. You don't worry. Surely it will be done. Stefano is simply fallen prey to the boosting or the boasting given by Caliban. He says, surely it will be done. I am courageous. I have no problem. Caliban, thou shalt be lord of it, and I will serve thee. Okay, if you do it, thou shalt be the lord of it, lord of the island, and I will serve you. I will be at your service. Please do it. Stefano, how now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party? Compassed is accomplished. That is how it can be done. How this can be done? If I have to destroy him or if I have to defeat him, first of all, you must make a situation where I can meet him. Must create a situation where I am able to meet him. So, how now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party? So, can you bring me or take me to the person concerned or bring him to me? Caliban, yeah. Yes. My lord, I will yield him thee asleep. Yield, Y-I-E-L-D, yield means surrender or produce. I will surrender you. I will entrust him to you while he is sleeping. Okay, don't worry. I will make arrangement for it. While he is sleeping, I will introduce you, or I will bring to you, or I will take you to him while he is sleeping. Where thou mayest knock a nail into his head. Where thou mayest knock a nail into his head. Knock means hit. So you will hit a nail to his head. Hitting a nail on the head of somebody means finish him off.